It started subtly, a murmur on the wind, a whisper carried by the spray of the waves. At first, we dismissed it. Sailors thought it was the song of the wind in the rigging. Beachgoers assumed it was the sigh of the tide. But then, the whispers grew clearer, coalescing into a single, understandable phrase, spoken in every language at once: return home. The message rippled across the globe, not through technology, but through the water itself. From the deepest trenches of the Mariana to the shallowest tide pools, the ocean was speaking. Return home. Panic was the world's first response. Scientists scrambled, governments convened emergency sessions, and religious leaders offered 1,000 different interpretations. Home? Weren't we already home? This blue and green marble, spinning in the cosmos, was the only home humanity had ever known. Dr. Arist, a disgraced xenolinguist who had spent his life searching for non-human intelligence, was suddenly the most sought-after man on the planet. For years, he'd claimed that the complex patterns in whale songs were not just communication, but a form of living history, a library of the deep. He was laughed out of academia. Now, the world was hanging on his every word. It's not a threat, he insisted during a global broadcast, his face etched with a lifetime of conviction. It's a call, a summons. The ocean isn't a single entity. It's a network, a consciousness made of countless life forms, all unified. And it's telling us a story we've long forgotten. The message began to change. It became more complex. Images, feelings, and fragmented memories flooded the minds of anyone near the water. People saw visions of crimson skies over alien landscapes, felt the gravitational pull of twin suns, and experienced a profound sense of belonging to a place they couldn't name. It was a racial memory, buried deep in our DNA, now being reawakened by the planet's oldest living consciousness. The ocean, Aris and his team worked frantically. They realized the ocean wasn't just speaking, it was teaching. It was giving us a blueprint, not for a ship, but for us. The whispers guided geneticists. The currents showed engineers new principles of physics. The bioluminescent creatures of the abyss revealed star charts that were not of our sky. The truth was staggering, almost too much to bear. We were not from Earth. We were refugees, castaways from a dying system countless millennia ago. Our ancestors, fleeing a cosmic catastrophe, had arrived on this water world. To survive, they had to adapt, to forget. They entered a symbiotic relationship with the planet's dominant life, formed the oceanic consciousness. They shed their old forms, their memories, their technology, and integrated their genetic code into the native life, becoming the primates that would eventually evolve into humans. The ocean became our guardian, our cradle, our silent keeper of secrets, promising to reawaken us when the time was right. But why now? The ocean's message provided the answer. A wave of cosmic radiation, the same kind that had destroyed our original home, was now heading for this solar system. It was an echo of the past, a final, lethal pulse from a long-dead star. The ocean couldn't protect us from this. It could only wake us up so we could save ourselves. Return home, it urged. It didn't mean going back to a dead world. It meant becoming who we were meant to be. Humanity united in a way it never had before. Borders dissolved. Old hatreds seemed petty. We were a single tribe, with a singular purpose: to build the Ark. But this Ark wasn't a vessel of metal and wire. It was a biological one. Following the ocean's guidance, we began to unlock the dormant potential within our own genes. Children were born with a faint, silvery sheen to their skin, capable of breathing in water as easily as air. Adults underwent gene therapies that reawakened abilities we'd only dreamed of in myths and legends. We were changing, evolving. The final piece of the puzzle was the heart of the ocean, a location deep in the Pacific where the planet's electromagnetic field was strongest. This was the nexus, the focal point where the final transformation had to occur. It was a race against time. On one side, the approaching wave of cosmic death. On the other, a species frantically trying to remember its own name. As the first tendrils of the radiation storm began to lick at the outer edges of the solar system, millions gathered on coastlines around the world. It wasn't an evacuation. It was a pilgrimage. They walked into the waves, not with fear, but with a sense of purpose. They weren't drowning. They were going home. Aris Thorne stood on the deck of a research vessel above the heart. He was old now, his work complete. He looked down at the swirling, glowing water, which now pulsed with an intelligent, silver light. Below him, a new form of humanity was being born. A species of the land and the sea, prepared for the coming storm and ready to face the stars once more. The whispers of the ocean faded, replaced by a new sound. It was the sound of a family, reunited at last. The ocean had spoken, and in doing so, it had given us back our future. It was a future, not on land, not among the stars, but everywhere. We were finally home. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more strange new worlds and mind-bending ideas, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got so much more to discover together. See you in the next one.